The City of Sandy Springs offers many open spaces for the community. One of our latest additions was on Veterans Day 2023 when we had a ribbon cutting for Veterans Park and paid tribute to all members of our armed forces. The unveiling of Veterans Park presented 2 sculptures which will form part of this monument and are currently in production. I recently got to chat with Kevin Chambers, the creator of the sculpture 3 Generations, who discussed where he is in the process.
It looks lightweight and whatever, but it's actually a very physical process to produce something even this size. There's a fair amount of engineering that goes into just getting to where you can put the clay on. That's obviously the fun part, but if you don't build your support right at the beginning, then you just have problems the whole time. And then when it's done, we still have to put, not 100 pounds, but probably 100 pounds of rubber and then mold materials on that. So everything has to support even further down the line. And it just kind of goes in waves. So basically once the foam is assembled, then there's a wave of just kind of loosely applying the clay, which you see on the curve, which builds up all your surface. And then from there, you kind of make another wave of refining. So this probably still has a whole nother one that I'll go through it and really kind of sharpen everything and pop shadows and having to think about what it's going to look like in bronze and not just what it looks like in here. Part of being a sculptor is you wear a lot of hats. There's engineer hat and carpentry hat and welder hat, and then obviously creative. So you got to do a lot of things. But I think that's the fun part about it. It's always something different. Even if it's still you're sculpting a figure, there's still a whole nother aspect of each sculpture. This one, research, making sure uniform's right and hats are correct, all the things that need to be right for a public piece. It's for veterans. So everything is very researched, using live models. Actually using a real veteran as my model. So getting his feedback from it and what he thinks about, we had a whole conversation the other day of whether or not the hat would be appropriate for the setting. Just all of that is part of the process. He's very excited to be part of the project, so it's gonna be a much younger version of him than he is today, but we're using his actual bone structure. So even at this stage, we've had a few people come in the studio and be like, "Oh, you're doing a sculpture of Michael." So it'll look like a younger Michael O'Connell in his Air Force uniform. I really wanted the flag feeling like a flag, like it's dense, but it's malleable and soft. But the idea of the sculpture is he's walking through this park to approach the Veterans Memorial Curtis's piece. So I'm picturing that he's been carrying this flag, he's got his daughter with him. It's a moment of he probably tenses up a little and maybe grabs the flag a little harder. So Michael was here for 3 hours just talking about how he would hold the flag. So to give you a sense of the time that goes into it, I mean I didn't have him working on anything else with 3 hours. We just played with different thumb positions and how he held the flag. And so now we'll move on to portrait. And then getting Evie in to start the girl will be the next process.
For more information on Veterans Park, please visit sandyspringsfoundation.org.